now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dumb Investing. That guy over there, that's Harry.
That guy's Lloyd. It's about to get dumb up in here.
Oh, yeah. On tonight's show, what you can expect. We will do a portfolio review of the stocks that we have bought with random dice and random stock picking. We're going to talk a little bit about Tesla, what happened today on their earnings call. What else? Hailing
Education Group, our Chinese education group. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of good news there.
And Bitcoin.
And
What
the
a
fact
day.
that NASDAQ and S&P and the Dow all had record highs. So
Too much stuff for a Monday.
I'm assuming we're going to see a whole lot of green here in just a minute. I had a green day personally, so yay. Yay markets.
All right. So
Portfolio?
we're going to do portfolio review.
Yep, since we don't have any money.
Still don't have any money. Okay.
We have nothing.
Well,
And from the sounds of the guys on Bloomberg, when we talk about hailing, we're going to have even less money.
oh yeah.
A lot less money.
Okay, well we'll go there here in a
Because I assume they're going to be
second.
at the top of the loser list, huh?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what is happening with Hailing Education Group? From what we understand, all of the Chinese education groups have now been mandated to operate as a not-for-profit organization. So, that doesn't really work when you're on the stock market.
No.
When you're out there trying to make money and increase value for shareholders, running a not-for-profit doesn't work all that well. So this stuff kind of happened. When did this happen? This happened last week, didn't it? Or was it over the weekend?
It came out like on Saturday.
Okay. So here's yesterday. So this was 7/22. So that's Friday. And then throughout.
So Friday night, not much happened. News came out Saturday, and then boo! So that was pre-market this morning. Then it opened, and it hit its low of what? Man,
down here, it was $32.
So it bounced back for some reason unbeknownst to us. I mean, why would it bounce back?
Somebody's going to buy the dip.
So what we have to talk about is they are being mandated to become a non-profit organization. What is the stock going to eventually do?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, I would assume that there's going to be no profits of which the shareholders could participate in. Therefore, these shares are going to be useless.
There'll be zero?
Well, at some point, the company has an asset value, right? Yeah. Asset value divided by number of shares is what the share price is going to be.
Right.
Because there is no other reason to own this company. So I'm guessing we should duck out of this thing. Cut.
I think at this point we probably only have about $7 left invested in it.
Hey, I think we own 2 or 3 shares.
Okay. 3.
Probably.
3, yes.
Is it 3? Yeah.
So
do we take our $90 and run, or
maybe?
I'm going to leave this decision up to you because this is your high conviction stock, just like you let me double down on BurgerFi. So
we'll see what happens. This is kind of weird how it's showing this chart right now. But anyways, I want to see what happens tomorrow, and I got to get some more intel about what's really going to happen with these. Something doesn't sit right with me about the whole thing. But, the Chinese government is involved in the DD stuff, and all of that thing has kind of been a bit of a disaster. And I've heard that there's a couple more. Tencent is another one. Kathy Wood and ARK Invest sold off a whole bunch of Tencent and all of their Chinese stocks over the last 2 weeks. So yeah.
The NASDAQ has lost $769 billion in value on Chinese
Whoa.
stocks in the last 2 weeks.
But they've been hitting records.
Boom. Correct. So
How?
there's a whole lot of money out there, dude. We're talking billions. That's small fish in $1 trillion, a multi-trillion dollar sea.
Yeah. Yeah, 50-something trillion dollars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, even though the Chinese stocks are dragging it down, it still set a record. I mean, it wasn't, they weren't launching rockets. I mean, it was a fraction of a percent, but it was its, all-time peak.
Yeah. So we'll have to watch that one over the next day or two. Maybe tomorrow I'll get a little bit more information and figure out if we just got to get out or what the deal is.
Yeah, you can make the call on that one. So how's our other stock faring? I was expecting a little bit more green than what we're seeing here.
So over here we've got this the Kings ETF. So it's down 2.19%.
Oh man, we actually made money on it for a little bit today. That's sad.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. There was a moment. Holy moly! Look at the volatility in that thing today.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
That's craziness.
Let's shrink it down a bit. Okay, so it'll probably come back to us here, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't remember what one that tracks, but
yeah, okay. And then over here at the winner's side, we've got Lazy Boy, who I think is probably just recovering off the bottom of what they had going on there last week.
Or people realize they need more furniture, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it went down pretty hard last week.
It crashed hard.
So, almost nowhere to go but up. And then over here in the big winner circle, we've got BurgerFi.
No
way, 4.88%. Look at that.
No way. And we doubled down in there.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good, man.
We're getting closer to that line that I drew.
We are getting closer.
Hey?
Yeah.
Huh. See, we drew that line way back here. Hey. Yeah. We'll get there. So the overall portfolio today was up $15.
Woohoo! Green days.
Green day. And we got a little dividend payment.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over here, we've got on the overall, we still got PSET leading the way. And then FSD. This has been actually really kind of nice. FSD. Yeah. And another one that we were able to double down on. So we got a high dividend and we're getting some growth out of it. Kind of nice.
Yeah, it's good when you get both.
On the losers side, we've got Lazy Boy and Hey Lang Education Group. So this is going to really hurt my feelings if we got to sell it at a 38% loss. But tomorrow it might be 45, it might be 50. Yeah, it's not ideal, is it?
No.
So we shall see how that goes. All right. Bring us back here. There we go. We're back.
Do we want to go back to Webull for a second? Look at Tesla? Have a little talk?
Ooh.
All right, so after hours today, Tesla released earnings. It was their best quarter ever. They beat all types of everything. And would their stock do? I'm going to go take a nap. So it was crazy.
Like, the volatility after hours is crazy.
Can you show two days worth?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Can we scroll?
Do you want to look at the day chart?
We don't necessarily have to look at the... Yeah, that's fine. Because I want to show what happened today leading up to the announcement, right? So on Friday, didn't Tesla go up a bunch on Friday? Was it Friday and today or just today?
They've been having some pretty good days. Well, they've had some bad days, but then a couple green days. Yeah, they've kind of been bouncing around here. Here, let's try and make it a little bit clearer. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted to see. So in anticipation of the quarterlies, this stock ran up. People thought they were going to do well. They should have done well. And when they beat, everybody said, "Oh, I knew that was going to happen," and nobody cares because that's what the market thought was going to happen. And so
Yeah.
you can see it really didn't do anything after they came out with these great. 10 years ago, had a company done this, that company would have just vaulted. It would have been, they would have had parades and people would have been waving from Teslas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day today. They cruised up here from. It was just a couple of percent today, but then they came back down right before they were going to announce earnings, and then right at the close here, they took a little leap, and then they all started talking about earnings. I was like, "Sweet, they did so good, so good," and then the market's like, "Okay, I'm over it. See ya."
Now, I got stuck in traffic and Bloomberg didn't have the call on, so I haven't listened to the call yet. Was Musk on the call, or is it just
He was
his
on the
guys?
call, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
But he did announce officially that this is going to be his last earnings call.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He said unless he's got something that he needs to talk about, he's not coming for these anymore. He doesn't like them.
I know.
He does not like them, and if anyone has watched Mr. Musk speak, he's not the most talk about being fluent. The most fluent individual. He's got he's a very mathematical and engineer type mind, so he's not really able to articulate his thoughts all that well. But they do eventually come out, but they often take a lot of time for them to get out. And I think he just gets frustrated with trying to having to explain everything to everyone when he's like, "Listen, I'm already 5 years ahead of you guys. I don't want to talk about this stuff because this is 3 months ago, and I'm working on stuff 5 years in the future. So this is just a waste of my time." That's honestly why I think he's not going to be going to earnings calls anymore.
For sure.
Yeah, he's got better stuff to do with his time.
So the thing I did get to hear when I was stuck in traffic tonight was there was a group of people on Bloomberg talking, and they were discussing why did Tesla do so good when the other car companies aren't doing as well. And the analysis that was on, he said, look, here's what you have to understand about Tesla. If they have a chip shortage, they go build their own chips. If they have a seat shortage, they go build their own seats. If they're short on anything or they want something and somebody says, no, we can't do it, they do it. They figure out a way and they just do it. So they don't stop when other people are like, well, the shipment didn't come in, I'm just done.
Right. Yeah. So, to contrast that a little bit, what Musk did say today is he said, we're short on chips and we're short on silicon and getting everything that would, not silicon, but short on the chips that the semiconductors that they need. What they ended up doing is that they ended up reprogramming the ones that they had in stock. They weren't the exact ones for the right piece at the right time, but they had. So what they did is they took the ones that they did have and they reformatted them, basically writing new firmware and everything for all of them to make the ones that they had work. So that's the difference is, when you want to be an innovative company or an entrepreneurial type company, you take what you got and you make it work. And that's a big difference between the new companies, new type entrepreneurial versus the old legacy style companies. The other interesting thing that Musk said today is, there's been 2 car manufacturers in North America that haven't gone bankrupt. One is Ford, the other is Tesla. Every other one has filed for bankruptcy protection at some point in time. Crazy, hey?
Yeah. Did anybody fact check that?
No. I just regurgitate what he said. I trust Elon with everything. Full disclosure, I do own a fairly healthy amount of Tesla stock.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I was regurgitated a few times. I saw it when he said it, then a few other people said it, and then it was all over Twitter. So I'm like, wow, if it's all over Twitter, it must be true.
It must be true. I mean,
although
those TikToks you can't trust.
If we're done talking about Tesla, a nice little segue over into the Twitterverse is that Bitcoin. So there was rumors going around that Amazon was going to start accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a form of payment
Yep.
this year. And that, of course, made its way around the Twitter sphere and everything else.
And
So
what happened to Bitcoin?
Bitcoin went halfway to the moon today.
Pull it up.
It went. Oh yeah.
Can you show?
I have the power.
You
I have it
do.
up here.
So do you know where the rumor started?
I've heard the rumor started just based on a job posting.
Yep, there was a job opening for a crypto specialist.
You know what? Who else has done that? And I've seen this one, so I know it's true. Apple.
Huh.
They have started hiring for crypto managers or some sort of people to work with crypto so that they can figure out how to take crypto payments. So is crypto here to stay? I think so. I think so.
I don't think Amazon's going to take Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a Maze coin. It's going to be Amazon's own coin.
Amazon's coin?
Since anybody can make a coin, why not? Why would you use somebody else's? Why not take all that money? Hey, deposit all your money into Amazon. We'll give you these coins whenever you need something. Spend a coin or two.
And it's kind of just like buying a gift card.
Exactly. Except millennials will do it because it's a coin. It's cool.
Of course. Yeah. So here's what's happened over the last week. So 7/20. So last Tuesday, Bitcoin hit a low of $29,295. I was sitting there watching that and I was like, oh boy, that's going to break a mental, like a threshold of $30,000. It could go way down from here. Well, what happened? Started getting momentum. So on Wednesday, up a bit, and then continued up through the week. And then all of a sudden, this morning, yesterday, the information leaked about this job opening, and Bitcoin went from 34,000, or what was the low here? $33,930 all the way up to $40,550 essentially.
Crazy.
So that's a big move. All of the crypto related stocks were up like 20% this morning, which is fine by me.
And then Amazon, right around market close time, said, no. Don't read into this.
Yeah. People asked Amazon what the deal was, and they're like, no, we never said anything like that. We never said that we're going to be accepting Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin is going down.
Yep.
However, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's always going to be some truth to that. So this is probably a little bit of a over, market reaction. But at the end of the day, all these tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Google, they're all working on cryptos and forms of cryptos and payments and accepting of money. They're all going to be doing it.
So, something to ponder. If Amazon decides to do their own coin, do other people jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon as a way to rally around Amazon? If Amazon's going to stake their claim on their own coin, then if you are all the other players, right? You're the eBays and your Walmart.com, stuff like that. Do you say, well, how do we combat them with their own coin? Do we do our own coin, or do we all jump on Bitcoin and make Bitcoin a currency?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a good question. I don't know how that's gonna play out. I think there's gonna be some consolidation in crypto. I think there has to be. There's too much confusion. There's too much. Everything's too spread out. I think there's gonna be a couple main players at the end of the day, and I think there just has to be some consolidation that will give the market a little bit more. It'll put a little bit more trust into cryptos when there's not 9,722 cryptos. I just made that number up, but
it's 11. It's over 11,000 now.
11,000. Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's just an insane amount of money that can just be spread out. But if there's consolidation and there's trust back into cryptos, then I think that's really where it's going to. I think that's where it's really going to end up. I don't think everybody and their dog or Doge can build a coin. Just because
I see what you did there.
it's not going to work for economies, right? You can't just have everything being different. You've got 11. How many currencies are there in the world? Is there 11,000? There might be.
There might be. I don't know.
And there very well could be. But I mean, the complexity of that overall. Yeah, I think the idea of crypto long run is to decentralize and be able to like add a little bit more clarity into money and be able to transfer money and to be able to like have everything equal across the world kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
So,
but who knows? It's a good lofty goal, right? Utopian society. We'll live in our Bitcoin islands.
I mean, we talk a lot about all that, globalization a little bit offline, and it's like, well, this is kind of what this is doing. It's one currency for the world, but it's marketed as a good thing, and I can see some value in it for sure. But there's also challenges that go along with this as well. If we're gonna have one currency for the entire world, well, that's gonna cause a lot of disparity.
Let's not even go down that path.
I agree. We should not go down that path.
All right. Anything else we need to talk about? We need to talk about, you've got some stuff going on with your rental. Are we ready to talk?
Well, I can talk a little bit about it.
All right.
So we posted our rental on the market to rent on Friday night. Over the weekend, we received...
Where did you post it?
Okay, so in Canada, we have what's called rentfaster.ca. Okay, so it's basically where you would go to post any rental property kind of thing.
And does it cost money to post?
It does. $35.
Okay. All right. So you went to a commercial. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So totally. I mean, I didn't know at the beginning what it was going to cost to rent or to post it. I thought it was going to be, $500, $600, $1,000 or whatever. Right. I go through the application, set it all up, and it's like, okay, please send us $35. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. That was a really nice surprise. And I didn't know that. So $35, good deal. So they did their thing. I posted all the pictures and everything, and they approved it. And literally maybe an hour or two later, I got the text. Bing. Hey, can I come look at the house? Actually, yeah, it was like 12:30 at night or something. 12:30 a.m.
No way.
Yeah. Can we come look at the house? I'm like, sure. We'll set up a time, whatever, right? And then the next morning, I had 2 more emails, and then the next day, so Saturday, so Friday night. Between then and now, we've got 6 people interested. We showed 2 people tonight. We're doing 1 more tomorrow, and 1 or 2 on Thursday.
So right now, it sounds like you guys don't have an intermediary. You guys are going to be doing this on your own?
We are, yeah. Yeah. We're going to do it on our own for now, just see how things go. And I think that's the best way for us to learn. I mean, will we make mistakes? Sure, probably. But if there's going to be, if there's an intermediary that's going to be looking out for all of that, then I can't really learn from those mistakes because there won't necessarily be any, which is good. But also I want to know, because I don't want to, if I've got, 2, 3, 6, 10 properties, I need to know how this works. I need to know the ins and outs of all of it so that we don't get taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form, regardless of if there's somebody in between or not. And if we get to 10 or 12 or 20, I mean, we're talking crazy talk here, but then maybe it's worth hiring somebody to manage all of that. But at this point, it's it's been good. We just had 2 people come through, and both of them loved it. So we'll see. We're going to show it for a week or 2, and then we'll make a decision who we want to rent it to. And I mean, by making a decision, we'll probably we'll probably pare it back down to maybe top 3, and then we'll do the due diligence of credit checks, background checks, employment letters, all this kind of stuff. So we'll figure out, make sure that everything is free, and they say who they are. They're real people. They're not, don't have fake identities or anything.
Do you guys have meth houses in Canada?
Not mine.
No, I'm being serious. Because
Sure.
that's a big deal down here, because you can lose your house if you rent to the wrong person.
Yeah. So the rules, we're going to write up a pretty strict contract, we think. I've got a couple of examples, and then also there's examples on that rentfaster.ca, as well as the Alberta government sends. You can get rental agreements from the Alberta government as well. So from a mix mash of those 3 sources, and then also what else we want to make sure that we're covered on, because we don't want pets there, we don't want smoking, we want to make sure the lawn is mowed, we want to make sure that the snow is cleared, all these kinds of things, right? So we're going to put them all into our contract to make sure that, hey, you got to do it. Just do it. We'll put it in writing, make sure that everybody's clear on the rules and the limitations and the boundaries that we set, and then if you agree to them, then you got to do it. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's been interesting. The very first couple that came in, they kind of wanted to lease it, like a short-term lease. I'm like, well, I'm not really into that. You move in, you move out, you bang up all the walls. We just put a bunch of money into it. Like, that's not ideal. I mean, like, if you could, you want to stay for a year, we could consider that. The other people wanted to sign a long-term lease or a long-term agreement. A couple more tonight said that they wanted to sign a long-term agreement. So we could find
how
something.
long is long-term?
I have no idea what long-term means.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, to me, long-term's like 5 years, but to other people, it could be 6 months.
Right.
It's totally just a term. But, I'd be willing to lock somebody in for 5 years if they're a good fit, and we know that they're gonna they make money and they're gonna be able to afford to live there, kind of thing. It would
no
ideal.
escalation clause.
Yeah, I would do it for sure right at this point. Mm-hmm.
So what's the maximum your taxes can go up a year?
Geez, I have no idea.
So that's something that I'm trying to put together my rental stuff. And so these are all things that I'm also considering, is if I get somebody in there and I do lock in rent for 5 years, all of a sudden I'm upside down. If they max out my tax increase every year, right? You could easily chew up $1,000 or $100 a month profit can easily get chewed up in taxes over the next 5 years.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've lived in this city we've owned a house in the city for, how long has it been? 13 years, probably. And our taxes, they go up, but it's not like you're going to be getting $1,000, like an extra $1,000 bill every month. It won't go from 3,000 to 4,000, 5,000 every year. You'll go from 3,000 to 3,200 to 3,300,
right.
3,400, right? So it's not going to go up to crazy amounts, but that's a good point for sure. And maybe there's something that you could put in there or should put in there based on property values that go up, because the higher the property value is, the more taxes they tax you.
Yep. And you would hope rent is going up on the other sides, right? So if they're considering a new place to go to, it's going to have an increased.
What is going on? I turned it off and on purpose.
Yeah.
But sorry, what did you say?
I would say that, if somebody is staying long-term, they have to understand that if the property taxes are increasing, if they were to leave, the alternate rentals they would be considering would also be higher.
Right. Yeah, and it's a crazy market right now, as you know. The real estate market is on fire. The rental market is even, I don't know if it's as crazy or if it's worse. I have no idea. We're just trying to figure this stuff out. But my thought is that the rental market probably gets more crazy the longer the real estate buying market goes crazy.
Yeah.
So
I think so too.
Yeah. So I think we've started to see some cooling off of home purchases, starting to slow a little bit. But there's still a lot of renters out there that need somewhere to live. And there's a lot of people that have been taking advantage of these higher prices. So there's a lot of people. The very first couple we talked to tonight, they sold their house in Calgary. They got nowhere to go.
Why'd they sell their house?
Because the prices were up.
Oh my.
This is what people are doing. And I'm serious. Like, there's a lot of people just saying, I'll sell my house because I'm going to make $100,000 over what I paid for it 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
But I'm going to pay $300 more a month in rent.
Yeah, I'll go rent something and then I'll buy something. It's like, what?
I know. Yeah.
For those of you watching, and I hope nobody renting from me watches, don't do that. Don't go sell your house just because the market's hot.
No.
It's when you keep your house. And as we talked about in the channel before, be greedy when people are fearful, and be fearful when people are greedy. So right now, people are greedy. Be fearful. Stay where you're at. If you can. I mean, everybody has different circumstances, but if you can stay. Wait for the market to come back down, because in 1 to 2 years, probably 1 to 2 years, it's going to start coming back down. Depending on everybody's market, for sure. I mean, down in Texas and Austin area, there's different circumstances at play. So if you
probably not going to go down anytime soon.
Right. So if you've got 400,000 people that are immigrating to Austin, well, okay, that's a lot of houses. So you have to understand the market dynamics as well. But where we're at, there's not a lot going on. There's a lot of technology companies actually moving here, which is interesting. Yeah. A lot of the oil companies are I don't want to say they're moving out, but they're like downsizing, right?
Right.
And a lot of tech is coming in, which is interesting.
Cool.
So maybe we're the next Vancouver or Toronto or Seattle or whatever. Who knows?
Well, I think, and now we're starting to talk politics now, but San Francisco is going to be charging their high earners, is what they're calling them, transportation fees coming into the city because of congestion. And so they're doing everything they possibly can to push people away. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's kind of one of those things like in California where they've got it all, right? They've got everything that they could ever want. So they're basically, I mean, from the government standpoint, they're basically like of the opinion that they can do whatever they want and people are just going to pay. Well, I think they're starting to see now that people are like, we're not going to pay. We'll go to Vegas. We'll go to Phoenix. We'll go to Texas. Screw you guys. We're not going to pay that crazy amount. But for the young tech folks that are just getting started that have to be in San Francisco, it can be tough.
Oh, for sure.
In Silicon Valley, it's tough slugging. But for the older generations, they're all moving out. They've got their money. They make their $1 million a year, whatever, and then they can work remotely. They're managers, so they can do whatever they want. It's crazy.
All right, we're at 34 minutes. Should we cut this one off?
Probably should.
Yeah, we probably should. So what's going to happen tomorrow? What are we looking for tomorrow?
Oh boy, what is going to happen tomorrow? I think, so cryptos went up. Crypto exchanges or crypto related stocks went up a lot today, about 20%. The Bitcoin being down 4.5% after hours And continuing that slide, we'll probably see crypto-related stocks like Coinbase of the world start to decline a bit. Coinbase did have a good day; they were up like 10% today or something. So we'll probably see some retraction back there.
Yeah.
What else? What do you think is going to happen in the world of like Tesla? Like that one boggles me because it's weird. They have so much more going on than ever gets discussed, and maybe we can leave it for another conversation. But
Yeah, let's leave it.
okay,
I just, is there anything major? I know the Fed is releasing minutes or something this week.
yeah,
And
Wednesday.
50 of
Yeah,
them are scheduled to talk. So, yeah, I mean,
I think it's Wednesday. New home sales today were down,
tanked.
tanked. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's no good. And then tomorrow is something. Hold on
It's all good.
1 second here. My economics calendar that I like to take a look at. Oh, the house pricing index.
Okay, so
Tomorrow.
what is that?
So the month over month price
Okay.
of housing and year over year.
Okay.
So last month over month was 1.8% increase. The year over year was 15.7%.
Ah.
Yeah. So we'll see. The expectations are 1.6% month over month and 16% year over year.
How crazy.
And I just heard some stats today, and I think, yeah, I mean, I'll probably quote it wrong, but I think it was the average selling price for a house in the U.S. was $340,000 and something and change, and last year was 320.
Yep.
So that's not 16%. It was actually a lot lower than I thought it was going to be, which was interesting. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
So are you telling us these numbers are all just made up? What?
Everything's made up and nothing matters. It reminds me of like whose line is it anyways? Everything's made up. The points don't matter.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We're starting to see some stuff happen in the economy that are slowing things down. Starting to see that inflation is slowing down. All the metrics are starting to slow down. Everything's slowing down. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess.
Sounds good. So don't trade like that guy.
Yeah, don't trade like that guy. And if you guys want to be an investor, click the link below.
Oh yeah.
Click on Webull. Deposit $100. Get yourself up to 2 free stocks valued at $467 billion or I think that's a rounding error, but no, I think Webull it's $2,300 or something. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. It's down at the bottom there. Follow that. Just do that. Right there. Do that. And yeah, other than that, have a great night, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow.
All right. See y'all.
All right. Good night.